Hey y'all, iRick Sky here, and I wanted to share some advice for what is the best streaming solution for your church. How do you stream a church service? It's a different type situation than someone live streaming on YouTube with just one person, because when you've got a congregation, you may want to feature them. You may want to switch the camera to the preacher. There's a lot of things you may want to do in a house of worship. So to make it really easy, and there's a lot of software solutions out there, but to make it really simple, what I would recommend is the ATEM Mini Pro. Now I'm going to talk about the ATEM Mini Pro at a high level, and the ATEM Mini Pro and everything that I'm about to discuss you can find linked within this video's description. So just expand this video's description and then click the link there. But the ATEM Mini Pro is a box, and it has 4 HDMI inputs. So in a situation where you're live streaming a church service, you may have one camera on the on the preacher. He's giving his sermon. You may have another camera facing towards the towards the choir. You may have a third camera facing towards the pews, and there's still one more port. You've got 4 HDMI ports. So you could have another camera, or maybe there's some sort of computer screen that you want to share. Maybe you do PowerPoint type presentations during your church service, or maybe you play a video or something along those lines. Having the ATEM Mini Pro provides so much flexibility because you're able to switch among those 4 HDMI inputs, and you don't have to use all 4. If you just got one camera, that's fine. You could just use one of the 4 HDMI ports. Likewise, if you had 2 cameras and 1 computer, you could use 3 of the 4. So it's very easy to use. I found the ATEM Mini Pro to be super stable. I use the ATEM Mini Pro for live shows here on iRick Sky's Adventure channel where you're watching this, youtube.com/iRickSky. But it's just easy to use. It's nice because if you get, now there's the ATEM Mini Pro, and then there's the less expensive ATEM Mini. The ATEM Mini Pro from the device itself can stream live to Facebook, YouTube, etc. If you just go with the base ATEM Mini, you're going to have it tethered to a computer. It can't stream to to those popular social media network sites. So it's a really cool and easy to use device. One of the coolest features with the ATEM Mini Pro is that you can plug it into a network. Plug it into your church's network, and then you can use a computer or multiple computers and view what's called ATEM software control. So you can control the ATEM Mini Pro through a network using a software interface, or you can use the physical buttons on the ATEM Mini Pro device itself. So there's a lot of flexibility. And to not make this sound complicated, in its most simplistic form, basically what you're doing, you're powering it on, you're plugging in your camera by way of one of the HDMI ports, you're pointing the camera where you want it to go. Keep in mind that if you have a microphone on the camera, that audio can come from the camera's mic. So it doesn't have to be the internal camera's mic. You could have a high quality, like say a shotgun mic plugged into the camera. That audio can carry over the HDMI cable, so that makes things a lot simpler. But if you don't want to use the audio from the camera or from a professional mic that's attached to the camera, you have 2 microphone inputs. So that opens up, a huge realm of possibility as far as, which microphones are you using. You could even use your camera's microphone, and then you could have, one of those 2, or both for that matter, microphone inputs. They're capturing music from the choir or whatever. So, there's a lot of ways to customize, your solution using the ATEM Mini Pro. When you look at the cost, it's significant. It's somewhat expensive, but in comparison to the other audio and video equipment that's out there on the market, it's actually a bargain. And one of the coolest things about it is that you don't necessarily have to use a high-end camera. You know, if you just want to start out, you know, maybe you've got a couple camcorders. You know, they've got to be able to do HDMI out, you know, because you've got to output that video from the camera to your ATEM Mini Pro. But you could start out with basic cameras that you may already have, and then, you know, as the popularity of your church live streams increase, then you could upgrade to more powerful cameras if you chose to do so. So, you know, ATEM Mini Pro, a lot of people ask me, like, hey man, you know, my church is doing live streaming, what should I use? And I don't even say, well, what's your budget? I just say, hey, you know, there's this really cool device, let me tell you about it, ATEM Mini Pro, because it is affordable for what it is. And, you know, just the ease of use and reliability of the product makes it a worthwhile investment, in my opinion. But, you know, start small. Hey, start with one camera. Start with a camcorder with the camcorder's own camera microphone if you want to, and just see how it does, and then expand your system and put some really cool cameras on there if you want to. Add some more microphones throughout your house of worship, and you know, it's easy to set up. But check out, you know, if you found this video and you got some specific questions, please ask below, because like I said, I'm a YouTube live streamer, but I've also found that that this ATEM Mini Pro is a very popular device for church services that are wanting to live stream. So for that reason, I just wanted to post this video. You know, I'm here. If you have questions, comment below, and I'll try my best to answer. You know, if it's a really good question, I'll try to post a video response. That's what I do on YouTube. I do a lot of tutorial type videos. You know, how do I do this? How do I do that? Well, this is how I would suggest live streaming a church service. So, hope this video helped. And again, this is just a quick starter guide. But if you're looking for the equipment I just mentioned, expand this video's description and then click the link there. And if there's something in particular that you're trying to find that you don't see linked there, just ask, and I'll try to find a link for you. I appreciate your viewership. Be sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/IrixGuy, and ring that bell icon when you do, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain IrixGuy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's YouTube.com/IrixGuy, and ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.